Let's say this clearly before some owner does what owners love doing best, which is panic too late. If your pet is overheating, you do not have time to sit there doing emotional math like maybe he's just dramatic, or she always pants like that, or the classic human masterpiece, let's wait and see. No. Heat stroke in pets is not one of those cute little problems you solve with good vibes and a standing fan from 2009. It can become life-threatening very fast. And the cruel part is that many of the early signs look like things people brush off because they seem small at first. So today, let's go straight to the point. 5 warning signs your pet may be developing heat stroke. First, heavy panting that looks wrong. Now, yes, dogs pant. That is normal. Panting is one of the main ways dogs cool themselves down. Cats can pant too, but if a cat is panting excessively, that is usually much more concerning. The problem is not simply that panting exists. The problem is when the panting becomes intense, persistent, frantic, or out of proportion to the situation. If your pet has been resting but is still breathing fast, breathing hard, or looking like every breath requires effort, that is not something to admire like they just finished a gym session. That is a warning sign. If breathing becomes strained, noisy, or labored, the situation is already serious. Second, drooling more than usual. A lot of owners ignore this one because drool does not sound dramatic enough. But when a pet is overheating, you may see excessive salivation or thick drool. It can show up alongside panting and restlessness. In short, the body is already struggling to regulate temperature, and it is not doing a great job of it. If your pet suddenly looks extra drooly in hot conditions, especially with other symptoms, do not sit there pretending it's just because they saw a snack. Sometimes owners laugh it off. Sometimes they say, he always does that. But when the weather is hot and the drooling is more than normal, it should raise concern immediately. Third, vomiting or diarrhea. This is where many people get fooled. They think maybe the pet ate something weird. Maybe, but vomiting and diarrhea can also be signs that heat stroke is getting dangerous. When a pet's body temperature rises too high, the heat doesn't just make them uncomfortable. It can start disrupting major body systems. The stomach and intestines can react badly, and what looks like a random upset stomach may actually be part of a much more dangerous event. If your pet is hot, distressed, and suddenly vomiting or having diarrhea, do not waste time playing detective. Heat stroke is already on the list of things you need to consider immediately. And let's be honest, this is where owners often lose precious time. Instead of acting, they start inventing stories. Maybe the dog ate grass. Maybe the cat licked something strange. Maybe it's just nerves. Meanwhile, the pet is overheating and the body is starting to fail in slow motion right in front of them. This is why heat stroke is so dangerous. It doesn't always arrive like a dramatic movie scene. Sometimes it starts with symptoms that feel easy to excuse. A little extra panting, a little more drool, a little vomiting, a little weakness. But those little signs can pile up fast, and once they do, the danger rises quickly. That is why owners need to stop thinking like gamblers. This is not a wait-and-see game. Your pet is not choosing to be difficult. The body is sending distress signals the only way it can. And here's the bigger problem. Pets can't explain what they feel. They can't say, my body is overheating and I need help now. They only show behavior. They only give clues. And if the human watching those clues is slow, distracted, or stubborn, the animal pays the price. So, if your dog or cat is in hot weather and you notice heavy panting, unusual drooling, or sudden vomiting and diarrhea, do not minimize it. Do not call it drama. Do not tell yourself it will probably pass. It might not. Because once overheating crosses into real heat stroke, this is no longer about comfort. It becomes about survival. Now, let's move to the signs that scream danger even louder. Fourth, weakness, wobbling, or collapse. This is the part where the situation moves from concerning to why are we still standing here talking? If your pet looks weak, unsteady, confused, or suddenly lies down and cannot get up normally, that is a serious red flag. Some animals may stagger, some may seem unusually tired, some may collapse outright. When the body overheats severely, the brain, muscles, circulation, and organs begin to struggle. This is not being lazy. This is not just tired. This is a medical emergency. And this is where denial becomes dangerous. Owners love saying things like, "He just needs to rest." No, maybe he needs emergency care. If your pet cannot stand normally, looks like they are losing control, or collapses in the heat, you should assume the situation is urgent. Fifth, the face and breathing start to look scary. This includes very distressed breathing, stretching the neck to breathe, blue-tinged gums or tongue, glassy behavior, obvious distress, or acting confused and mentally off. This is the moment where even the most stubborn owner should stop pretending they graduated from the University of "he'll be fine." If a pet cannot breathe comfortably, looks disoriented, or the gums and tongue change color, you are already in emergency territory. At that point, you do not need more opinions, you need action. Now, here's what makes heatstroke especially dangerous. It does not always wait for absurd outdoor temperatures. Hot weather is the obvious problem, yes, but poor ventilation, lack of shade, exercise in heat, being left in a vehicle, humid conditions, and breed or body type can all raise the risk. Flat-faced breeds, older pets, overweight pets, and pets with breathing or heart problems may be at greater risk. Cars are especially dangerous because temperatures can rise quickly, even when the day does not seem extreme to humans. So what should you do if you think your pet is overheating? First, move them to a cooler place immediately. Air conditioning is ideal. Shade is better than direct sun, but truly cool air is better still. Second, start cooling safely. Use cool water, not shockingly ice-cold water. Wet the fur with cool water and use airflow, such as a fan, to help lower body temperature. The goal is to bring the temperature down carefully, not shock the body. Third, contact a veterinarian or go to a veterinary hospital immediately. And let me say this with love, do not waste precious time searching social media for miracle hacks while your pet is collapsing in front of you. Your pet does not need a comment section. Your pet needs cooling and a veterinarian. Prevention matters too, because heat stroke is easier to prevent than to survive. Avoid peak heat. Make sure fresh water is always available. Provide shade and airflow. Do not over-exercise pets in hot weather. Keep them at home instead of dragging them around in extreme heat. And never leave them in a parked vehicle. Also, don't assume only dogs are at risk. Cats can suffer heat stroke too, and because people often think cats are more independent and magically self-managing, their distress can be missed. If your cat is panting excessively, drooling, vomiting, weak, or collapsed during hot conditions, that is not normal cat behavior. That is a call to act. So let's recap the 5 warning signs one more time. 1. Heavy or abnormal panting. 2. Excessive drooling. 3. Vomiting or diarrhea. 4. Weakness, wobbling, or collapse. 5. Distressed breathing, blue gums or tongue, or confused behavior. If you see these signs in hot conditions, do not gamble with time. Because this is the thing people forget. Your pet cannot explain what they are feeling. They cannot say their body temperature is dangerously high and their organs are starting to struggle. They just show you clues, and your job is not to ignore those clues because denial is easier than action. If this video helps even one owner realize that just resting and medical emergency can look dangerously similar in the heat, then it is worth it. Have you ever seen a pet show early heat stress signs that people almost missed? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more practical pet care videos that are clear, useful, and actually worth watching, like, share, and follow WiseUse.